Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Hero 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have a 1v1 on Minsk Pocket. Our heroes today are going to be yona1023, playing for the Soviets, and his opponent is going to be 007. So it's James Bond. 007 is going to be playing for the Germans. Just going to call him 007 because I can't read that. So yeah, again, brand new patch, so we should be expecting some new things. Well, not really. I mean, obviously, not everybody's going to have the new commanders or use the new commanders, even though there are free ones. So no, I shouldn't say that we're going to expect new things. We're just going to be looking at a game in the new patch. So a couple changes. Obviously, we can see here the veterancies have been changed. Pioneers and combat engineers are more inclined to improve their repair expertise rather than their combat efficiency. And yeah. So anyways, as far as the build orders go, we see Jonah not getting any, tiers or tech like you would expect. And he is getting himself conscripts. 3 conscript spots already out. Probably going to be getting Molotovs. Yeah, there go the Molotovs. They're getting research. We do see the Pios and the combat engineers engaging by the northern or right-hand side munitions point. Although the Pios are in heavy cover and the combat engineers decided to stay right there on the open. So they're going to lose that fight. The Pios continue to chase them. The combat engineers are running into this house, it looks like. And they are now being chased by conscripts. The conscripts now have Molotovs, so they'll probably throw them. The Pios move back to their own point, and the conscripts are still in the zone trying to cap that point. And they probably will. So anyways, yeah, so Jonah went for the 3 conscripts into Molotovs, what you would usually expect. I get the more kind of standard version, right? And then we have 007, I'm not even going to try the name again, doing what you would expect a German player to do, Tier 1, and into Grenz. Although he didn't do that exactly, he got himself a 2nd Pioneer squad, built Tier 1, got a Grenz squad, an MG42 that is currently in the center, and only now a 2nd Grand Squad. So a little bit of a variation there, but still a decent investment into Tier 1 with an additional Pioneer just thrown in there. We see a lot of players do that. Well, not a lot of players, but we see some players do that, and it's perfectly viable. It all depends on what you have in mind, right? So MG42 opening up on the conscripts manages to get a suppression out on the woods. The grenadiers put themselves in the light cover of that tree and the broken branch, and they will put the hurt onto that conscript squad. There is another, no? Ooh, nice Molotov there by Yona. Gets it right on top of the grenadiers, forcing them to move out of the point. They could have moved back, but with the MG42 a little bit too back away, wasn't going to be able to keep helping out those grens against the conscripts. Pio squad moving in for support. It is the damaged Pio squad apparently. It has taken quite a beating. The Grens are still putting the hurt on that conscript squad, still suppressed. There is another conscript squad moving in for the flank on the MG42 on the north by Jonah. Very nice. Pioneers are trying as much as they can to help it out, but they cannot output enough damage to get them out of the point. There is a 2nd Pioneer squad retreating there. MG42 continues to back off and be chased. The conscript over here did manage to stay on the field at 4 men because the Grens decided to disengage and move to intercept the conscript squad that is harassing the MG42. 2nd conscript squad now for Jonah, supporting the original conscript squad. It's a 2-on-1, although there is 2 Gren squads coming up behind. No, 1 Gren squad, sorry. And the MG42 is now moving itself out of the line of sight, going to set up in this angle, so if any conscript squad actually decides to move against it. No, actually it's set up in the wrong angle. It should have set up in this direction. Would have been able to potentially stay on the field. But no, MG42, Grenadiers, and Pios have to end up getting out of the field completely. Full rout for 007, and Yona manages to get himself a very nice early victory there in that engagement. Was 4 conscript squads in total in that engagement, so he did have the numbers for it, but very nice maneuvering. The conscripts getting out of the arc of fire, continuing to pursue. 2nd conscript squad coming over from the left-hand side for flank. Very nice, very nice. Right-hand side, we hear an engagement. Grenadiers engaging those combat engineers. The combat engineers notice, oh wait, those are grenadiers. We can't really win against them, so we're just going to retreat back to base. Field infirmary now upgraded for Yona, so those combat engineers will get patched up and back on the field in no time. And the conscripts do capture that fuel point and decide to move themselves out of the way. LMG equipped now on one of the Grenadiers for 007. He does have 3 Grenadier squads now out. He is also building himself Tier 2, or well, already built tier 2 that is, and is getting a scout car as his first unit. Very interesting choice. Scout car is a very strong support unit, obviously. It allows mobile platform of fire, essentially, and has the potential to, you know, counter light vehicles and, well, maybe even medium tanks. That is simply T-70 does take some very decent amount of damage against that autocannon if upgraded. But, you know, most people favor the half-track because it can get the flamethrower that can do a lot of damage and can reinforce the grenadiers on the field, so, you know, bolstering what you already have. But, you know, we shall see if that scout car comes into play. It is a very good harassing unit. Does have to keep an eye out for the 18-8s. 18-8's not researched yet for Jonah, so he is holding those back. Very nice choice. I agree with that. The 18-8 is really only needed when vehicles are on the field. Some players do get it just, you know, as a habit, essentially, as part of the build order. Conscripts over here, pushing away those grants. The grants are going to run to the victory point, probably set themselves up in that cart. We also hear MG42 ripping, and well, the autocannon also went up on that scout car, and it is ripping those conscripts a new one. The scout car is pursuing. No, it's actually going to the right-hand side, going to support that grand squad that is trying to hold the line. The conscripts over here do capture the point, so they reconnect that victory point, I suppose. And the scout car is now right on top of the conscripts. We do have the 18-8s being researched by Jonas, so very nice. I applaud that move in waiting to see a vehicle on the field to hit that research. And there it goes. We also have tier 2 on the field for Jonah. Got himself a mortar. I didn't really notice that when I saw it to begin with, because I thought it might have been a doctrinal mortar like the 20, but no doctrine choices so far for either player, so very nice. Jonah got himself, you know, a tier 2 mortar, so
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
We are as ready as we can be.
so scout car in the center being quite harassive, being used to push forward. Pioneers over here do manage to get a cap on the fuel point while being bombarded by that mortar. Soviet mortar manages to get 2 kills, which is obviously on those pioneers. And the conscripts are now right on top of it, and they are going to have to... Oh, no, they didn't retreat. Well, did they? No, I don't think they did. I think the Pios died here. Wow, that's an unlucky break there for 007. But he still has 1 Pioneer squad that's currently retreating, going back to base. So it will be able to build some additional tech if needed, but he lost that. Those 2 early Pios, and I mean, while it doesn't really do that much of an impact in fights, having those 2 Pios early on and starting to engage veterancy, you know, could prove very useful, especially now with the changes in veterancy and the speed at which they repair with. You know, you can get your vehicles out on the field very quickly. Oh, very nice mortar shot there. Wow, cleared out that MG42 to completely. And it looks like 007. No, okay, no, he doesn't do that. Very nice, okay. It looked like he wanted to grab the MG42 with his friends, which I was a little bit worried about. And conscripts Ura forward. Nice rifle nade there by the Grants. Actually doesn't even land on anything, and the mortar retaliates and hits them. And the conscripts manage to get themselves a nice price. Oh, no, the mortar. Oh. Yeah, Soviet mortars are quite deadly. Although they actually didn't kill anybody. Well, very lucky. And actually, let's see the mortars. I believe we already saw them. Improved battlefield survey, increases shell accuracy and rate of fire. And then forward observers improve max range. Okay, so nice. So for the Soviet mortar, tier 2 increases rate of fire and the accuracy. And bet 3 gives it more range. So very nice, very nice. I like the feel of these veterancy changes. So Jonah still with his tier 2, now getting himself a, well, he has the MG42 that got stolen, so no need for a Maxim. But he's getting himself an AT gun just in case any other vehicles come into the field. Currently we see that 007 built tier 3, so he will be able to get something out of tier 3. And interestingly enough, he built himself a sniper, so that's very nice. Sniper, a little bit of a... I mean, not a bad choice at all. I mean, although I can't really say, I mean... More expert players would maybe call this a bad choice, but I mean, it's okay. It's going to help out the infantry for 007 to push out. But with the already existing presence of a mortar, it is a bit of a gamble because you know, you could very easily lose that sniper. However, noticing that there is tier 2 because of the mortar that is currently bombarding you, it is almost a safe bet, you know, to assume that there's not going to be tier 1 and a Soviet sniper on the field. So, like I said, I mean, whether it is a good or bad choice, I don't particularly know, personally. I like it, but it might be the wrong choice. But, you know, the logic behind it sounds okay. He doesn't have enough fuel, 007, to get a tank yet. You know, he doesn't want a Stug. He wants either a Panzer IV or the Flak Panzer, which we can almost guarantee that it's going to be a Panzer IV. Most people just go for the Panzer IV as the safer choice. He doesn't have the fuel for it just yet. He is getting there, so he had a lot of manpower, and he said, you know what, I'm going to get a sniper. Obviously, Panzer Grenadiers would have also been a great choice, probably a little bit more versatile and better, but, you know, to each his own, I suppose. Maybe he is a surgeon with the sniper, right? He can cut in and out and be deadly with it. Surgical precision. Who knows? Anyways, sniper is opening up on infantry for Yona that is moving around capping. 3 kills already on the sniper. Center of the map, we see conscripts and the stolen MG42 set up in a position to defend. The grenadiers are taking fire from its stolen MG42, and the sniper got taken out. That was exactly what I was talking about, where it was a very, very big gamble, and it didn't pay off. So now you can very certainly say that that sniper was not the correct choice. Oh well. Ooh, interesting. Very bold choice here by 007. He's getting himself the Flak Panzer. I like that, even though there is an AT gun on the field, but the Flak Panzer is very capable of clearing out AT guns. So a bold choice, a choice that could actually put him back into the game. However, tier 3 is coming up for Jonah, so the window where that Flak Panzer is going to be effective is going to be coming very short. And wow, that mortar is ripping through 007's infantry. Veterans, he threw already acquired 12 kills to its name. More than 3/3, probably 3/4 of the way already there to tier 3, I mean veteran C3, and like I said, it gives his increased rate of fire and accuracy. So that mortar, wow, proving out to be quite deadly. So 007 gets his Flak Panzer and is going straight into the center of the map. However, Jonah is getting himself a T-70. He has seen the Flak Panzer now. Is he going to cancel that T-70 and wait for the T-34? It would probably be a better choice, but no, it looks like he's going for it. He's going to get himself a T-70. T-70 very easily counterable by the Flak Panzer, so it, again, is a bold choice by Jonah. But, well, you don't get very far by playing it safe, right? Well, actually you do, but, you know. So, AT gun set up in the center of the map. We'll be able to take some shots at that Flak Panzer. The Flak Panzer is now in its sight range, although it is masked by this bush right here, and the Flak Panzer is now on the side. Maybe they didn't actually see each other. And the piles for 007 are just moving around, trying to cap some more territory. So not much going on. T-70 now in the field for Jonah, going over to the left-hand side. There's really nothing on the left-hand side for that T-70 to shoot at. There's also not much on the field for the T-70 to shoot at, which is quite unfortunate for it. Combat engineers getting caught by that Flak Panzer and the retreating, taking a little bit of health damage on the retreat, but with those medics back at base, they're going to be fine. Does 007 have a medic bunker? He does not have a medic bunker, unfortunately. That is the base sector MG. And center of the map, conscripts, all 3 moving around in the same area. LMGs opening up on them. Panzer Grenadiers and more Grens moving into the center, right on top of the AT guns. So this is exactly what I mean about the Flak Panzer. Flak Panzer very capable of dealing with those AT guns very quickly. And there you go, the damage going down. Crew now at about half health, 2 men down. Flak Panzer continues to pursue. The AT gun is running away, but will get decrewed very shortly. There we go, down to 2 men, down to 1. Gets cleared out. If 007 doesn't want to capture it, he should turn the gun of that Flak Panzer straight at that AT gun and clear it out, but it looks like he doesn't want to. He is moving the Flak Panzer to support his infantry. Grants and Panzer Grenadiers moving forward. Conscript push on forward. Going to throw an 18-8 on that Flak Panzer. The Flak Panzer will take damage to his engine. There it goes. There is a Pioneer squad nearby, which could move into repair. And Molotovs landing on the Grants. 2 conscript squads forced off of the field. 2 more conscript squads remaining. T-70 in the center of the field, trying to support, but with the Flak Panzer present, they're not going to be able to do much. The MG42 that got stolen is doing a lot of damage, or helping out a lot against this infantry. The Panzer Grenadiers do end up having to retreat. 2 Grand Squads left for defense, 1 very low in health, which is why I mentioned that the bunker would have been very nice for him. Conscripts push on forward, getting harassed by that Flak Panzer, the MG42, and the remaining Conscript Squad pulls back a little bit, and the T-70 keeps its distance. Very tense fight here for 007. He is a little bit caught behind enemy lines. He could move through the right if he wanted to back off. AT gun still on the field. 007 might want to consider taking it and running with it, trying to get it back to his space and, you know, use it for himself. Mortar now set up in a position to bombard that Flak Panzer. Almost hits the Pios. Was a little bit to the south. More shots landing. The Flak Panzer taking some damage, not moving. Very risky maneuver there. The Pioneers are down to very low health. The mortar hits them directly, and down goes the Pios. So, unfortunately, 007 does not manage to repair his engine, and the Flak Panzer continues to get bombarded by the mortar. The Grants do end up having to retreat, and the T-34 now has free reign to go straight against that Flak Panzer. The Flak Panzer will do a lot of damage to it, but it's currently exposing its rear armor, which means that the T-34 will win this fight. There he goes. Nice shot goes into the rear armor. Flak Panzer taking some damage. T-34 still in a very decent position. T-70 moves in to actually help out in the fight, but it is now exposing itself to the shots of the Flak Panzer. Flak Panzer does manage to penetrate that armor quite easily, down to about 75% health, but with a coming up conscript squad that, no, actually didn't get the kill. It was the, it was the T-34, but with an 18-8 tossed by those conscripts and, you know, the T-34 there to continue to shoot, the Flak Panzer goes down, and unfortunately 007 ends up losing his Flak Panzer. So, it was a bold move for 007, and it did pay off for a time. He did a lot of damage. Didn't manage to kill any squads, but put a lot of hurt onto those squads, forcing them off of the field, but he lost his opportunity. And I think this, well, the AT gun is already back in the possession of Jonah. He's sending it back to base, and that's it. So yeah, that's why I was saying that 007 might have considered instead destroying the gun if he wasn't going to take it. It is very, a very vital, very critical thing to do. If you are not going to be able to take the enemy weapons for yourself, you have to at least destroy them and deny it. The most preferable situation is that you can take the weapon and use it against your enemy, but if you can't use it against him, make sure that he can't use it against you. So T-34 backing off in the center, exposing his rear armor. Panzer IV now on the field for 007, heading straight into the center. Barely misses that T-34. T-34 turns around, will take some shots at that Panzer IV. Panzer IV is exposing its side armor to it. Very nice shot there by the T-34. Nails it on the side armor, and the Panzer IV is now pursuing that MG42. The MG42 does run away, retreating fully, and it's going to be just fine. T-70 over here now fully repaired. There were combat engineers over here on the left-hand side, so they repair that. Could have been repairing at the same time of capturing. Might have actually been doing that at this point, so I can't really critique there, but keep in mind that's something that you can do in Company Heroes too, since you don't need to actually be touching the point, just in the zone. You can, you know, put your heavy weapons to capture, or have your Pios preparing a tank if you want, you know, a little bit more out of them, right?
We have taken it.
So T-34 took some shots at the Panzer IV and didn't get shot in return, so it's sitting very comfortably there in the center. We see on the northern, or, well, not northern, the right-hand side, almost actually a little bit more southern now. The Grenadiers for 007 moving out to capture territory. T-34 moves up to take some shots at the Grenadiers. Doesn't actually land any shots, really, but will be harassing. Interesting choice that the T-70 is not the one being used for the harassing. Oh, nice shot there by the Panzer IV straight at the T-70. Nails it in the front armor. The T-70 needs to continue to back off. Panzer IV will take another shot at it. The AT gun is now set up in the center. Takes a shot at the Panzer IV, but misses. But that allows the T-70 to make it out alive. Now Veteran C1. Veteran C1, remember, it doesn't really change anything. It's still that ability that gets unlocked. At Veteran C2, the T-70 will be gaining main gun accuracy and ready to fire. So makes it deadlier. Or deadly, and then at Veteran C2 it makes it deadlier because it makes it faster, more maneuverable, and increases its line of sight. So again, I like all these Veteran Cs. I mean, maybe some of them might not be as strong as you would have wanted. Can't really say which one. I mean, I'm just saying it might be the case, but yeah. So this is Grand Squad in a very tough spot. We see the T-70 running right on top of them. They are retreating down to one man. T-70 continues to pursue, shooting its gun. The Grenadier is at Veteran C2, but remember that with the Veteran C change, Tier 2 no longer provides a defensive bonus to units. At least not by default. I think Panzer Grenadiers do get a defensive bonus because that's their role. But Grenadiers at Veteran C2 gain weapon accuracy. So they become way more accurate, but no defensive buffs. And at Veteran C3, they do finally get a defensive buff, increases squad survivability and weapon control while under fire. So it might increase the armor and reduce the amount of suppression they get. But yeah, that's only until Veteran C3. Veteran C2 does not make your squats unkillable. T-34 saying surprise, breaking down the wall right on top of all the Grants. Conscripts continue to push. This Grand squad is now Veteran C2. Again, no defensive buffs, so it's going to be very good at killing, but in this situation it is very good at getting killed. Panzer IV moves into support. It doesn't have a line of sight at the T-34, so T-34 is quite fine. Nice shot there by the T-34. Actually nails one of these barrels and sets it aflame. Very nice. I didn't actually know that happened with these barrels. And the conscripts in that point just trying to hold their ground. Again, these Veteran C2 conscripts do not have defensive bonuses. They just get accuracy, so they're still just as easy to kill as a Vet 1 squad. So they need to be very careful moving around. Conscript squad moves down to get an 18-8 off on that Panzer IV. Nails it, but doesn't get the crit. We also see Telor mines going down for 007 at this point. Doesn't actually get fully built. Very interesting choice there by 007. He did, obviously the conscript saw them laying down a mine, so Yona will be quite aware that there is a mine right there, so maybe that's why he's not completing it. Don't know why he doesn't complete it, and, you know, or just cancel it, but, well, maybe he does want to complete it afterwards. He's just getting the repairs off on his Panzer IV, yeah. So Panzer IV is fully repaired. It actually just dodged, or deflected the 18-8, so it didn't get the crit, so it's fine. So no additional tech, no additional fuel for Yona. However, he did get himself his Doctrine a little while ago, and that is the shock rifle frontline tactics. So with that, he should be able to call himself KV-8, which he could right now, but doesn't look like he's inclined to. Or wait for the IS-2. The IS-2 is still a little bit ways away, needs 240 fuel. He has the map power for it, which is obviously he's saving up for, but still needs more fuel. Panzer IV heading into the center. AT gun taking some shots at it with the T-34 as well. Two Panzer IVs on the field for 007, so he's able to get a very nice flank on all the Soviet emplacements. The two AT guns do a lot of damage to these Panzer IVs. The Panzer IV is almost dead. T-34 goes down. AT gun manages to land another shot on the Panzer IV, killing it. And the other AT gun gets cleared off by two Panzer Grenadiers and a Grenadier squad by 007. Incendiary barrage landing right on top of the 18-8 by Yona. Wanted to deny them from getting the cap on that weapon. Very nice. And the last Panzer IV is down a very sliver of health. Gets an 18-8 on the butt and goes out of control. T-70 moves into the zone, risking itself getting shot by that out-of-control Panzer IV. And is now going to go straight against those Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers do have Panzer Shreks, but they threw the volley at a conscript squad. Molotov going down by one of the conscript squad. The Veteran C2 moves away, retreating, makes it out alive. T-70 though gets shot by the Panzer Shreks and is now down to a sliver of health. Gets a destroyed engine, which means he can move. Continues to shoot. The conscript do manage to pick up one of the Panzer Shreks, so very nice for that conscript squad, especially a Veteran C2 one with accuracy. And this T-70 is still on the field, barely alive, and the combat engineers are right on top of it. Personally, if I were Yona, I would pop that crew repair and get that T-70 repaired ASAP, but we can see in the replay there's nothing nearby to threaten it, so would have been a little bit of a over-exaggeration. So a very bold maneuver there by 007, very risky. He lost a lot, but it is hard to say whether it was not worth it or not. He did manage to get rid of that T-34 and currently decrewed both AT guns. However, the AT guns are still in the field and very easily for Yona to pick up, including the MG42. They got cleared off. So yeah, I think it is relatively easy to say that 007 wasn't the losing end of that engagement. So Yona manages to get his T-70 back to full strength. The Panzer Grenadiers for 007 got killed off with their Panzer Shreks, and one of the Panzer Shreks got picked up by a Veteran C2 conscript squad, which makes them badass motherfuckers. And the IS-2 is now on the field for Yona, so yeah, this is GG. Yona will be able to win this very easily with that IS-2. 007 doesn't really have much he can do. He does have some fuel and could get himself a Panzer IV, but Panzer IV against an IS-2, yeah, could potentially win, but AT guns hold all on the field, which means, nah, it's not going to happen. And the Panzer Shrek, the equipped conscripts too, I mean, yeah. This is a good game. Victory point wise, however, Yona is in the lead at 377. 007 now down to 254, but it's still, you know, barely halfway there, so it's still anybody's game. Point wise, we see Pios over here on the right hand side going for the decap, so they'll actually stop that cap and potentially get a cap on it, but that will cost them their life. We now see the Veteran C2 freshly repaired T-70 heading straight at them. And with the improved rate of fire and accuracy, those pyros are not meant for this world. They are now going to retreat and die way before they even get back home. Didn't even manage to leave the zone here of this point. Oh well. And T-70 pops its ability, and, you know, is going to cap there. Veteran C2, Panzer Grenadiers do have Panzer Strike, so that's very nice. At Veteran C2, Panzer Grenadiers do get increased survivability and weapon control while under fire. Now, I'm not exactly sure what weapon control means. I could research it, but I will not because I am currently casting a game. But I forget exactly what it does. Maybe I'll look at it.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Well, why not? Let's go ahead and try to look it up while we do that. And yeah, we can continue the cast. The IS-2 did put the hurt there on those infantry. We saw one of the Panzer Grenadiers was having to retreat. These Panzer Grenadiers with the Shreks are moving around. The IS-2 is on the hunt and moves on the other side of the hedge. It's shooting at the Grenadiers. The Panzer Grenadiers do move up against it, but it moves out of the sight, so they don't manage to get a shot off. So very nice maneuvering there from the IS-2 for Jonah. And the conscripts over here moving to engage the Grens, trying to hold their ground, even though they are veteran C0. Let's get over here. IS-2 moves in and takes a shot at those Grens. Panzer Shreks actually shoot, but it looks like they deflected off the side armor. Wow, didn't manage to get a penetration with those. Oh, very nice shot there by the IS-2. Nails two of those Grens on the retreat, and away they go. Change log. So let's see here, and well, the IS-2 is just fine, and the veteran C3 mortar. This mortar has been MVP. 17 infantry kills. Veteran C2 gets it more range, so that is an amazing mortar there. Keep an eye on the IS-2 while we check the log. Okay, so let's see here. No. IS-2. Oh, we'll actually check the IS-2 in a second, but up, connecting your scars, penal, no, Panzer Warfare, Panther. Looking at the wrong faction. Here we go. Oh.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
Well, T-70 went down, and it went down to a mine, a Teller mine. Well, that's quite unfortunate for Jonah, but, well, at least he has the IS-2, which can kill infantry faster than the T-70 probably. Gets prepared a little bit for that Shrek, but it's fine. Okay, so Panzer Grenadiers, Veteran C2 plus 40% armor. Okay, so that's very nice. Minus 25% cooldown, which means they shoot faster, I believe. Okay, so... Oh, okay, so that's what they mean by the weapon handling. I'm not exactly sure why it means weapon control while under fire, but... Okay, but yeah, it basically means they have a lower cooldown, which, if I'm not mistaken, it means increased rate of fire, right? I don't know. Anyways, MG42 over here gets bundle-lated by those Panzer Grenadiers. Those manage to set up and open up. Another Panzer Grenadier squad gets eliminated there by that IS-2, so Yona in a very tough spot. He does have a Tiger on the field. The Tiger does move on top of the corpse of that T-70, adding insult to injury. And with the Panzer Shrek equipped conscripts, they are now chasing that Tiger. The Tiger is also going to be chased by that IS-2, although the IS-2 is taunting it. Turns around, faces its rear armor, and says, "I'm right here, come and get me. Come at me, bro." IS-2 backs up a little bit, and the Tiger is holding ground on the right-hand side. So yeah, anyways, we were saying. And at Veteran C3, they get increased accuracy at 40% and 25% range on bundle grenades. Very interesting. What does it actually say for the Panzer Grenadiers moving out? It says weapon accuracy only. Interesting. So the AT gun actually flanking the Tiger, nailing it a couple times, but not managing a good penetration. Only manages to get what, like 5% damage at the very most. Probably even less of that. Grenadiers and Panzer Grenadiers pushing forward on the IS-2, getting mauled by it. Shots just landing by the IS-2 very slowly, but very accurately, doing a lot of damage. That shot actually missed completely. AT gun set up, taking some more shots on the Tiger. The Tiger does get penetrated on the frontal armor, so it's now down to about 90% health. IS-2 shoots in return. Doesn't manage to get a penetration, it looks like, and it is now down to still 90%. The IS-2 is actually taking a bigger beating to that Tiger, down to about 60% health itself. The AT gun does get cleared out. Conscript moving forward, gonna try to get an 18-8 off on the Tiger. They are down to one man. Will be able to get the 18-8 off. No, they won't. They die. I was saying they were gonna get the 18-8 off and get killed afterwards, but no. AT gun does move down and supports the Tiger even I mean the IS-2 against that Tiger. Tiger now down to about half health. The IS-2 down to a sliver of health, about 5 to 10% at the very most. And the Tiger is now in a favorable position. Conscripts continue to move forward. They did throw their 18-8 off, but it didn't get the crit on the engine. And the IS-2 is now going to get intercepted by that Tiger. Very precarious position here for Jonah. He could lose his IS-2, but 007 could as well lose his Tiger, which is the only thing keeping him in that game, pretty much. And he is now moving out of the way, so it looks like he's going to be fine. The IS-2 moves to the very edge of the map, exposing his rear armor, so if the Tiger finds it, he is dead. But victory point-wise, Jonah is now in a huge advantage, down to 92 points for 007, so he could end up losing this one. IS-2 now going to get caught in the open by that Tiger. The Tiger takes a shot, and down goes the IS-2. Very nice pickup there for 007. Could just as well bring him back into the game with this. He is very, very... well, what I'm trying to say, he's hurting in the victory point count. He doesn't have any infantry on the field, which he needs to get out there. Does have a Grenadier Squad capturing the fuel. Fuel is not the important part right now. Go for the victory points. Send somebody to the left-hand side and try to push into the center. AT guns, however, will deny that Tiger from being able to get into the center. The Grens are going in that direction, and we see a 2-man Gren Squad going over there as well. Second IS-2 being called in for Jonah, so because of that fuel income, it allows him to call another one in, which means that he should be able to win the fight against the Tiger now, unless the Tiger gets prepared. But with 53 victory points left, 007 is losing, or starting to run out of time. He needs to get in there. The MG-42 still stolen, still in the hands of Jonah. Pushes away that Grenadier Squad. There is not enough time. We have left-hand side, these Grens moving in. They will be able to cap that point and stop, or no, well, not stop, but reduce the amount of bleed to only 1 point per tick, so that might give 007 the time that he needs, but he needs to get that Tiger repaired. Oh no, the Shrek, the conscripts, that was it. Oh my god. Yeah, that's it. 007 says, you know what, I can't get back into this game without my Tiger. So the MVP guys, or well, there was a lot of MVPs in the game, but Veteran C3 Conscript Squad with the stolen Shrek moves up and executes the Tiger without the Tiger suspecting that his life was about to end. So very nice game, Jonah. I approve. He's the guy that sent it in, so I thank him for sending it in. That was a very nice game. So yeah, I suppose that's it. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.